are just so, because they're relationships. What they put into their relationships, everything is measured and everything's done in the Toyota way. And this is why they're so successful, because they just don't compromise on this. They know the secret to success. Many know where the corners can be cut. They just choose not to cut it, because in the end it pays off. And that's what we're seeing here today. So they hook up with the right people. We've got the greatest technical partners. You got people like Motul. You got people like Petron. These people have just provided. You know, they just won't partner with you if you don't share the same brand values.
That's true. That is definitely true. I agree with that.
Okay, now we can see how far off they are.
Yes. Yes, I noticed that. And that also happened earlier.
Now, if we only knew their names, we could complete the story. But but visually, that was the car on the left was faster. How deep the commentary gets today.
And by left, you mean facing...
Oh, you work it out. By this stage, it's like... But we're basically watching them. Unfortunately, we can't show you who's in the car at the moment or their times. But this is also part of the excitement because it gives it a bit of a pageant feel.
Yes.
You don't know the
There's an element of surprise later on when we are able to talk to them.
Because racing is racing. It's a how do you call it? An exact sport. I mean, you cross the line, you won. In a pageant, you're waiting. It's slightly subjective, but this is still that. But you're waiting for provisional results.
Yes.
Did I commit any? So.
And it's like only one person knows, and that's Boom, because he'll be interviewing them later.
So we are pretty much wrapping up here in the influencer category. Then we'll be checking in with Boom and finding out who made the top spots. Then, of course, we get to chat to some of the celebrities.
Yes, exciting.
Yeah, it is. It's always exciting to chat to them. They're always excited about being here. People like Fabio Ida, he reminded me that in the interview with Boom, he's been here from the beginning.
From the beginning.
He was in my batch.
Oh, wow.
Fabio was in my batch because I remember telling Fabio to watch this movie called Rush, which was the story of James Hunt and Niki Lauda with a Formula One race. And I told him to watch it the night before, and he got so pumped up because it's a racing movie, and he was just so... He raced me from the hotel to the track, and he won, too. That's how pumped up he was. So just relax. Keep it all in for the track. And yeah, so he's been there since the beginning, they keep getting him back, which is great. Again, like we say, Toyota, once they see, they stick with you.
Exactly. That's exactly why after 7 years, they still get you, James.
Yeah, and they also like to give people, a lot of new people a chance. That's why they open it up. They have the regulars, they have people, but they're just, this is what it's all about. So, we're finished with that. Here we were chatting about the whole Vios Cup. If you just joined us, good afternoon. Welcome to the live stream. We've been here since 10 a.m., haven't we, Bea?
Since 10 a.m.
Covering every wheel screech, every bit of tire smoke and fuel extract in the air. And we've been doing that since 10 a.m. It's been a great day, and we've had a lot of exciting moments, including different emotional experiences and roller coasters that we've gone through. We've learned of some really tough times, like Inigo losing or having that situation. But he won.
He did.
And I can't wait to see him on the podium.
I can't wait either. But also, other than that, I hope our viewers are also enjoying, just as much as we are. And of course, for those who are still new to the racing scene, hope that you guys are also, enjoying and learning a thing or two by the one and only James Deacon about racing. Because guys, I am definitely learning a lot from James, especially since I am a newbie.
Well, that's the whole point, is trying to get more and more people involved in this, because it is a big thing and we need your support. So thank you for joining us with this. We are also, this is the first leg, so we still have 2 more legs after this. And this is all part of a championship series. So at the end, somebody walks away with a brand new Toyota Vios as a prize, and they also win 50,000 pesos every time they win a race, 35 for second, 15 for third. We're talking about the super sporting class. I should make that clear. The super sporting class has the big prizes at the end. And while you're not racing to get rich, that's not going to happen. But at least you won't get poor if you win, right? Because traditionally racing has always been money out, money out, money out, and then just a token trophy in the end. This one, you can actually cover your costs if you were super smart about it. But that's not why you go racing, to cover your costs. You go there for the excitement, and you go there to learn the stories, which is what we're going to learn from Boom right now.
Yes,
the stories
exactly.
at the side of the track.
And the awarding.
Boom!
Hey, man, it's been a while. Hello, everybody. And thank you very much for sticking by. We're, to borrow a very overused line, we're getting into that, drawing into the finish line. We're getting there. So, we're here to award. Beo was right. We're finally here to award the different classes for today's competition, for today's race. So, let's start off with the promotional class. And as usual, again, we've got the first three to finish. So, we start off with the third placer, car number 27, Royce Sarmiento. Third place, promotional class. And James and Bea, by the way, it's starting to drizzle for the very first time the whole day. We were kind of anticipating a little bit of rain earlier, if you remember when I was talking when we were in the track. Never happened, but now it's starting to drizzle, so let's get through this right now. Second place, car number 5, Fabio Ide. The guy was there from the start, as you mentioned, James. Batchmate. Promotional class is what we're talking about. And the first place, Giro Garbez, car number 21. As you guys called him, the hero, Giro. He finally got to the bathroom, came back out, and is on the podium. Congratulations, Roy Sarmiento, Fabio Ide, Giro Garbez. Okay, let me talk to you real quick. Royce, how are you feeling? Was this where you thought you were going to be? And just give me your thoughts overall as we end this day already.
It was a very fun weekend, and as again, I want to say thank you to all the people who made this possible, and thank you, Mom and Dad.
As usual. I love it. Second time around, never forget Mom and Dad. All right, Fabio, what's up? We were talking earlier. Yeah. James was referring to you. Oh, you were already tall to begin with, and now they put you on top. This is making me really look very small. No, it's okay. Very, very nice of you to do that, though. So, James is talking about how, from the very start, are you used to this already?
Bro, sometimes you feel like you're used to it, but every race is different, you know? Like, it's a new experience, new racers, new weather, even if you've been doing it for a long time, you know, like, other racers are also, like, getting better and better, and every time you race, it's just like new, you know? It's a new experience every single time. But the adrenaline, the butterflies in the stomach, that's why we race for, you know? It's something that you can only get it here in the track, and it's just like an amazing experience. So that's why we all love it.
You know, Boom, I can tell you something. I can actually vouch for that because we stay in the same building, Fabio and I. He races me in the elevator. He does. I'm not kidding you. He's just like, beat you down there. But so go on. I just wanted to put that bit in.
Everything's a competition. He's pretty bitter about that, by the way. You can sense from the voice. But James, thank you very much for the insight.
Pinakadaya. Magaling magdaya sa elevator.
Kahit sa elevator, nandadaya pa rin. James naman. Ano ba naman yan?
I touch all the buttons on the way down.
I love you, bro. I love you.
Pero walang dayan dito
And
sa...
congratulations.
Yeah, wala. Bawal dito. Hey, great attitude, Fabio, as always. It feels like the first time. And you said earlier, these kids.
These kids.
Yeah, these kids, right, James? Hey, hero, here we are again. How are you feeling? Relieved, if you know what I mean?
Yeah. Finally made my way to the bathroom. Luckily, I didn't have to race Fabio or Troy to the bathroom.
But overall, in all seriousness, how does it feel to be here on top?
Obviously, it feels great because, yeah, this is my first time racing and first time being on this thing that says #1. Really happy. And as I mentioned earlier, I said I wanted to win for Tetsuo, my coach. I really owe him this win. I hope he's okay. He's not here, unfortunately. But yeah, really,
There you go.
I'm really happy.
Positive results. Well, big winner. Congratulations. Another story, James and Bea. First time and on top. Congratulations, Roy Sarmiento, Fabio Ide, and Jiro Garbes. Woohoo! Let's turn it back to James and Bea.
Congratulations, gentlemen.
Well done, guys. Congratulations, all of them. And wow, first time and on not just the podium, the top spot of the podium.
Top spot. And of course, all of their stories, especially Sujiro, you know, talking about how he really is dedicating this to his coach.
Yes, and of
Right.
course Inigo as well. They had a similar
Yes,
type of dedication, so we can see so many different emotions playing out here at the racetrack. But I think the overall emotion is euphoria right now, especially for those who have been on the top spot of the podium. And speaking of which, we are going to also be continuing with the podium results. We still have quite a few to get through. And then we're also going to be talking to some of those who won in the autocross as well.
The autocross.
Fabio Ide, once again, I like what he said about this thing about it. Every race is different, you know. If I ever hear something different, I would be the first one telling him, Fabio, time to hang up the gloves. If you don't get nervous, if you don't get scared, if you don't get excited, it's time to go.
Yeah.
But let's see what the emotions are playing out like on the podium for the Sporting Awards. Boom!
James and Bea, sporting class is what we're talking about right now. Let's get into it right away. Third place, car number 28, Julian Tang. Woohoo! Third place for the sporting class. Let me get out of the way so that you guys can get a nice picture. Yeah, raise it up, loud and proud. Second place, car number 17, Jacob Ang. Let's hear it for Jacob Ang. Come on, there you go. First place for the sporting class, car number 33, Inigo Anton.
Young Gun!
Jeff Gunn. He might have to use that. And he might have to pay James for that too.
I can see that embroidered there on the
Royalties.
belt. Inigo Young Gun Anton.
It's the business, man.
Congratulations to those three there. Well, look at that. I mean, again, you'd think it would stop by now.
Goosebumps, right?
Yeah, so let's get the thoughts of our third placer, Julian Tang. How is it? And, you know, back on the podium, and how was the day? I mean, overall, just give us your overall feeling after everything.
Okay, well, race 3, it wasn't so great for me because I had a terrible start for one, and then I got spun out. So it was a very much a recovery drive race. So yeah, but then the day overall, I think the team scored a lot of points. It was mostly clean, and yeah, it was great.
Still right here, and that's something to be thankful for,
Boom.
right? Yes,
Boom,
go ahead.
can you
go ahead.
quickly just ask Julian what it was like to drive with the ballast on his car? I think did you have 30 kilos after the first race?
I had 50 kilos
50.
in the last
50.
race. Yeah. So
Okay.
it was
Okay.
very different because it's like having a passenger with you, essentially. But unfortunately, it's just ballast, a person. But yeah, it was a lot harder. It's slower.
Okay.
But you just adapt, and yeah, it's good.
Thanks. Thanks, Julian.
And congratulations. Congratulations. Sporting class, third place. Let's go to the second place. Jacob Ang, car number 17. Congratulations, man. All right. Give us your overall thoughts about the whole day and your place here on the podium.
I guess for me it was a mediocre day. I've made a lot of mistakes, but I'm going to use these experiences to learn and get better in the next few races.
It's amazing, James, and I'm not making fun of this. It's amazing that, you know, they say it's mediocre, but they're where they are right now, which says a lot about their skill in driving. Am I wrong to say that, James?
I'm sorry, I missed that. We were some technical. Say that again.
Sorry,
Boom.
he was saying that he had, by his assessment, right, he was saying he had a mediocre day, but he's still on the podium. So that says a lot about his skill level, right? Or am I wrong to say that?
No, I think it says a lot about his drive, you know,
Okay.
and that's important because if you're content with third, maybe you're not cut out for this, right? It's not that you could, if you've driven a really good race, right? Even if you get first place, but you're 2 seconds off your time, you'd be disappointed, and I'd expect you to be disappointed. So I think that's a great attitude to have. Just don't make sure that you beat yourself up too much, right? You got to take the positives out. You gotta what they say, you win or learn, right? And when you learn, just take all that you can out of it. And I like the fact that you're just not content with third.
And that's why we ask you. Thank you very much for words of wisdom.
Or second.
James, thank you very much and congratulations. Inigo Anton, car number 33. We're back here again. Okay, I've asked you a lot of questions, but if there's anything else that you want to say, well, I'll give you the mic.
Well, first of all, I'd just like to say thank you to the whole team, Team Avengers. It's been an amazing opportunity, and I'm just so happy to be back here racing. It's been about a year and a half since I've been in a race car, and I've so wanted to join the Vios Cup because of the competition and how fun it looks. And right here, we're here today, and I'm just so happy to be here and racing again. Hopefully, we can continue this, and we just keep pushing.
Congratulations. You make it fun, you guys all, and everybody here, of course, you all make it fun. Congratulations. The big winners for the sporting class, Julian Tang, Jacob Ang, and Inigo Anton. Let's get a nice picture for everyone. Let's lift those trophies. Back to James and Bea.
Thanks, Boom. And thanks, guys. Congratulations, those three. Inigo, wow, I'm still blown away. First place, but I also like second place, saying, I'm not happy with it, etc.
But there's still always something to celebrate. But of course, don't settle for that.
Good job. I'm impressed. I'm impressed by that. Yeah. But just don't let it eat into you, because you learn from every single one. And we still have the super sporting class to get through, and that is the best of the best, or at least in terms of skill and development, that should be. But we've seen before Inigo and other people overtaking. So we might see, I'm pretty sure we're going to see a graduation happening, if not next, maybe even this year. Who knows, right?
Who knows?
If he keeps performing this way, he might end up in the super sporting class. Because you want to peg yourself against people who are quicker, better, etc. But he does have the opportunity. Having said that, he's in the same grid. So he doesn't necessarily have to be elevated in that. He can stay in his grid, stay in his class, which is sporting, learn because he's sharing the same grid with super sporting, and then next year, I'd like to see Inigo in super sporting.
Next year. So you think, usually is that the duration of when it's time to finally
That's fast.
graduate?
That would be a little fast. That would be about, it's normally maybe 2 years. It's really up to the comfort level of the person. Because you're also, everyone's coming here with different motivations or different objectives, right? You have people who are dedicated hardcore racers like Daniel Miranda, who knew that he wanted to race overseas. So this was a stepping stone for him. So he's going to be a completely different person to the one that really just wants to get that experience. So if you offer that person, would you like to move to super sport? No, I'm okay here because I'm getting what I needed out of it. So that's the nice thing about the Vios Cup is you do have different types of people with different objectives.
Yes, and with that, let's turn it over again to Boom for the Super Sporting Award Ceremony.
This is our objective right now, Bea and James. It's to award, to acknowledge, and to finally give flowers, as they say, to the winners, the big winners for the Bridgestone Super Sporting class. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, at third place, car number 77, Mark Sung. Woo! Yeah. Okay, they want you to lift your trophy, your check. Third place for the Bridgestone Super Sporting class.
Good job, Mark.
Great job. Second place, also great job. Car number 55, Brian Cole. Woo! Second spot, Bridgestone Super Sporting class. And in the middle of the podium, first place, car number 99, Gerard Loy. Been a great day for Gerard Loy at first, Brian Ko at second, and Mark Sung at third. Mark, can we get a few words from you? Just an assessment of how your day went, how you did personally, and if there's anything that you want to say.
Yeah, I actually didn't plan to race the Vios Cup this year, and I only started last Tuesday. So the goal was only to finish the race. And I'm 110 kilos overweight. So,
Ooh.
James, and if you can hear me, James,
Oh,
my dad doesn't know I'm racing, so don't tell him.
Oh my God.
You know we're streaming live over Facebook, YouTube, and
Okay.
I tagged you
I'm
too.
pretty sure eventually we'll
we,
find
we,
out.
we can't edit that out, but short notice, but hey, you got to be really happy and pleased about this. I know you just said that, but what do you think was the secret, if I may ask? How were you able to turn it around with such a short turnaround, so to speak?
I came in with no expectations, and I just tried to do my best. The main goal is to just improve myself. That's it.
Impressive. Congratulations. Congratulations. Mark Sung, third place, car number 77. We hop over to Brian Cole, car number 55. Hi, sir. Congratulations. I'll ask you the same thing. Your general thoughts of the day, your the whole leg, and your finish.
It was nice landing on the podium. 1-2 for Team Toyota Dagupan. And was happy to get podium. We just practiced 2 weeks ago, so it's nice.
These are, like, you talk about skills, James and Bea. Now, short practice sessions, very short preparation times. But we got number 3 and number 2 right here. Congratulations, sir. And congratulations to your team. Ladies and gentlemen, Brian Cole, car number 55, second place. And our big winner, Gerard Loy, car number 99. Eto na naman tayo. Sawa ka na sa akin. Sawa ka na ba sa akin, Gerard? But for the last time, pasensya ka na, medyo makulit ako. But for the last time, how does this feel? I mean, you end the day on top.
Super happy. Talagang at least P1, dalawa. Super happy.
Did it erase any, kasi medyo kanina, di ba, yung pakiramdam mo, nung magkausap tayo, we weren't too positive about certain things, but is that all erased now?
Basta yung weakness namin itong last na race, kailangan namin i-improve. So, kailangan para next race talagang mas complete package kami.
And that's what the best do. They never stop. They never, they're never resting on their laurels. We'll see you in the next leg. Congratulations, Gerard Loy, car number 99, Brian Ko, car number 55, and Mark Sung for third place for the Bridgestone Super Sporting Class. One more picture for the guys. Awesome, congratulations. All right.
Wait, Paige,
yes, James.
Telephone call from Mark Sung.
Yes.
It's your dad
Okay.
on line 2.
And that's about
Line
it for
2.
today. He
Pakisagot lang po.
will take the call daw later. James and Bea, that's it for us here. That's it for me. It's been an incredible day. Thanks for making me part of it. I hope you had fun too, and I hope we were able to tell the stories that you wanted to hear right here trackside. I'll see you tonight for the celebrations. My name is Boom Gonzalez. Stay
That was
safe, everyone.
Awesome job there,
Thank
Boom.
you, Boom.
Absolutely awesome job. I love what Mark Sung said. He came in with no expectations. His dad had no idea.
Yep,
I mean,
but
he had no expectations. Dad had no idea.
I guess it's good that he won, so that his dad would be less upset about him.
Well,
going
I
and
don't know,
racing.
because now there are photos to prove that he was here, so I don't know. I mean...
I think that he has no, he has no way of exiting this whole mess.
Not really, but I'd love to talk to Mark Sung about how racing changed his life, because he's one of those characters that has always shared how racing has changed his life, not necessarily from this competitive point of view, but as a person. He's a very, very deep person, and he really got a lot out of it. He shared snippets with me. One day I hope to be able to do, let's say, maybe a podcast or something, just to be able to get that out of him and share what he was telling me before about how he's grown through racing.
Yes, and of course, congratulations once again to the winners of the Super Sporting Class. Amazing job. Great performance.
Absolutely, absolutely. So there we go. We have already awarded all 3 races. That's all three classes, should I say. That is a sport, promotional sporting and super sporting. We've heard some incredible stories. You notice Estefano Rivera was not on the podium because
Yes.
I don't have the official results here yet or the official reason, but one can only, by power of deduction, say that there was a penalty involved due to that incident, which would have dropped him back. And you can see that if they, let's say, I don't know what the penalty is, but let's just say they gave him 10 seconds, that could be 4 spots. This is how close racing is. This is why it's
and
so
how
important.
Crucial
Yes.
every movement is.
But I hope,
especially.
I know Estefano will keep a strong, he will still remain steadfast in this because he's experienced, but no doubt there'll be some disappointment for sure. But this is racing, and you're only as good as, well, your last race. So
Yes.
he's going to make sure his next race is going to be the one that's going to make up for it. And there's still a long time for the championship.
I know.
And he's a terrific driver.
And I'm sure that there will still be a lot of surprises waiting for us in the next few legs. But of course, we're still not done today. We still have a few more awards to give out.
Absolutely. There's still the awarding for the autocross for both the media and the influencers. And I think we're even going to get to have a little chat with some of them when they come over here. But I thought it was great having Boom here today and having this dynamic of, you know, you cross over to the podium, you cross over to the pit lane, you get some stories as they happen firsthand. We can even ask questions. Like I was able to ask Julian Tang about what it's like to drive with 50 kilograms. And, you know, he won the race, the first race, and then now he's third. So you can see how he struggled. He didn't get a good start. He spun. It's a different vehicle he's driving. It's like driving with a passenger. But you can't converse with ballast like you can with a passenger. So it's not as much value.
There's still a lot of, you know, challenges that all of these racers have to go through. But at the end of the day, the ones that win are the deserving ones. So let's just see what happens in the next few legs. We still have a lot of racing to go.
We do, and you know what? I think as we start opening up, I would hazard to guess that we would probably be getting more and more racers come in, because we've seen this happen even during the season, that more and more racers join the second leg, the third leg, etc.
Really? So
yes.
it's not just the same people who
Well, it's the
join?
same people always, but you meaning like FOMO. People have FOMO go, oh, I wanted to do that. Do I have to wait till next year? No, you can join, but
Second
you
leg.
probably won't have a good chance for the championship because you miss one leg. But hey,
People
if you
are
want,
just in it for experience.
exactly, maybe you burn your first year in experience. If you join in the second leg and you know you're not going to have much of a chance in terms of points, well, use leg 2 and 3 as your way to get your feet wet, so to speak. And then the next year, it's game on, like Mark Sung. Just practice on a Tuesday and end up on the podium.
Yeah, exactly. I was just about to
Right?
mention that, you know, I think, what was it? Okay, so he practiced last Tuesday only, and then another one also practiced like 2 weeks ago only. Is that like normal?
It's not normal, but you know, if you, at least the track is the same, you know, so Mark's very used to this track, not just with the Vios Cup, but Mark also has enjoyed a lot of racing here throughout different types of vehicles, endurance racing. He did an endurance race, not so, I don't know if I should be saying this because his dad might be watching now, and this could all end very awkwardly,
Do you
but yes.
think this has reached his dad already?
But by now, for sure.
Probably,
And if
right?
it doesn't, I hope it hasn't, so I can keep it as blackmail for him. But he did an endurance race here not long ago as well. So when you do endurance races, you're racing 4 to 6 hours and stuff. That's a lot of seat time. You get to know every square inch of that track.
Yeah.
So doing it on a Tuesday, yes, it's not exactly normal. But when you're, Mark is not normal. And I mean that in a loving way, Mark. But he's not, so he's got a lot of experience. He does know the track back to front. And so Tuesday's a refresher. I would still, I think if he had his way, he would do it Tuesday, Wednesday, or maybe Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, just to be able to get really into the groove, just to shake off all the rust, so to speak. But obviously, he can still perform. The fundamentals are there.
Crazy. He
Yeah.
only started practicing Tuesday, and he already stepped on the podium.
Absolutely. Maybe, and you imagine what would happen if he wasn't so scared of his dad. He probably would have been first, Mark.
I
you
know,
see?
and practicing way earlier than Tuesday.
But it also goes to show that, you know, it reinforces that point that I've made several times today about having equal machinery. When you have equal machinery, you know, it does really encourage you to, you know it's fair. That's all it is. So even if it's just one practice session, etc., you know that that's pretty much all it takes to get back into the swing of things, and nobody's going to have an unfair advantage because they were able to use different types of this and different types of that. And that's what I love about Vios Cup. It's very democratized, very level playing field.
And a lot of girl power.
And of course, the girl power. I've seen I mean, the ratio of guys to girl, that would be a nice thing to break down over the years of
Yes.
how much the ratio is, because it's higher than a lot of other things that I've seen before. I love seeing and we've had women from different, like young ones, like 17, 16, like that, to, I think one was a grandmother already, was racing with us.
Wow.
Yeah, we have so many different types of people coming in, and all with a different background, different story, different objective, and then they all come together with one common passion, one common goal, one unified set of rules, and then the stories just unfold from there because you've created the perfect template and base for it.
And I
to do
hope
that.
in the next leg there will be more women joining. Hopefully, more women to win as well and step on the podium for the second or third race. That would be very, very exciting to see as well.
Yes, I'm sure there will be. Look, we've had like people like Julia and people like Myla. There's so many of them out there. And then of course I mentioned about Femela, who legitimately can whoop some serious butt of some serious guys who have been seriously racing.
And don't forget Rian Ramos.
And don't forget Rian Ramos. But but Femela took it to a different level. She was like, Rian was very brilliant in terms of as far as being a celebrity racer, and she took it as kind of as far as that segment went. But Femela actually transcended that, and she started going into the mainstream categories and beating the boys there. that was really very,
That is
very
girl power right there.
That's girl power. And then when she was done with that, she had a baby, and now she's probably going to go back to racing soon again. It's in her blood.
Hopefully seeing her here very, very soon.
Yeah. All right. Well, don't forget that this celebration of the Vios Cup and driving excellence is made possible by Toyota Motor Philippines in partnership with the biggest and the most reputable names in the automotive industry, like
In cooperation with Bridgestone.
Petron XCS, the official fuels partner,
Supported by Motul,
and our other sponsors, Brembo,
Denso,
AVT,
3M,
OMP,
Tuason Racing.
Rota.
Also supported by Toyota Gazoo Racing and Toyota Gazoo Racing Academy.
All right. Those supporters have made the Vios Cup possible since 2014. And all OGs, too. Absolutely all OGs. And, you know, since then, that's pretty much what got me into the Bridgestone tires, if you want to know. Because I did say that my cars are on Bridgestone. Well, it was through this, you know. When you experience it in this format, and you're like, you raced on those tires. Now there's a story behind it. Now there's, you know, it's just a little bit more than just a piece of rubber. But yes, it's also being knowing that it's been tried and proven and stuff. So I've outfitted my car with just about almost, I only fill up with Petron too. So
I have a question for you though, James. Like, if you could actually go back to racing, would you?
yes, I would, absolutely. If it's tricky now because I really enjoy what I do here, which is kind of like somebody that's been there, done that. I'm not saying I was never a professional racer, and that's what I think why I can relate also a lot to some of these newcomers, because I never actually fully became a professional racer. It was always through this. The Vios Cup was about the most professional I ever got, but I never went and proceeded with the licenses, etc. Yes, I would, because I love the passion of it, but I also love bringing new people into it. So I love this role that I have, that I'm able to share this, educate people with this, break it down for them so that they can appreciate what they see but didn't actually know why. Little things like we talked about the fitness, we talked about the balance, we talked about the mindset, and all these things that make a great driver. And then I just love seeing the transformation. The only reason I can't do both is somehow it's tricky when you're competing against that person. We gotta be honest, right? And we gotta be honest. I'm not gonna. I can be so supportive from this side of the table because I'm not competing with you. So everybody's rah, 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 go, go, go. But if I'm go, go, go and you beat me, I'm like, no, no, no. So
And then that's another problem, right?
and it's another problem. So there's a conflict of interest if I remain racing because I can't do this. So given the choice, well, it's this for now. I'm
this.
happier with this, but I'll always go back to racing at some point because I just feel it gives you this sense of. I go in the like sometimes I'll just go on the PlayStation and I'll just get into a game and
Grand Theft.
no, that's that. I'm like proper driving games, like whether it's F1 or Gran Turismo, and you really dial in, and they're like you race online, so you're racing against people with it. It counts, and you can get into the zone. There's something so satisfying. It's like a dance when you're because when you're really fast, it feels slow. That's another phenomenon about racing, and that's what Tito JP taught me. He said when it's fast, it feels slow. He taught me many things, and that makes sense because you don't want exaggerated movements in the car. When you see this happening, you're slow. That's a mistake when this is happening. But in the movies, you see the car chases. It's like
very aggressive.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing. It's like they're sawing away at something. You know, I don't know. It just seems. Whereas you sit with a Formula One driver and you watch them drive, and it's like this. I once rode with Walter Roll. And Walter Roll is perhaps, for me, the greatest rally driver, in my opinion. He's just fantastic. And he drives like this. He drove in this ice course. Ice. You know how slippery ice is, right?
Yes.
A mountain ice road in Sweden.
Okay.
Completely covered in snow and ice and everything.
Okay.
We went in a super high-performance car, and these are his movements.
So very minimal movement.
It's like this. That's all it is. He's talking to me. It's not like this, and because he knows what he's doing, and the car it's a dance. It's a balance. You're graceful with it. You don't want to wrestle with your car. You want to coerce it. You want to seduce it into the corner and then court it out of it. It's a beautiful rhythm. It's the same way with boxing, with that beautiful the counter punch, the movements. You're not brawling. It's a sweet science. And this would be the sweet science on four wheels. Because, for example, if you're trying to race with a person, you muscle your way through. There's nothing glamorous about that. But if you pick your spot and you wait till when he touches the brake and you just wait a little bit, all of a sudden you just dart across. Because you've used momentum.
That's graceful.
It's graceful. You're not wrestling. You're not trying to brawl the guy and fight your way through. You're picking your spots. You're working with momentum. You're working with rhythm. You're working with physics, cornering. You know, he's taking a wide corner. So you come in here, you fake him, so he blocks you here, and then you come out there, and then you dive in. It's a dance.
There's so many details to it. Like, you really need to be very precise with these kinds of things, huh?
Very precise, and you've got to slow everything down. This is the hardest part, to slow everything down. Because
which is ironic because
it's
racing.
ironic. And the faster they go, the slower they are, because you don't want to do this at 300 kilometers an hour. That will just God knows what will happen to your car. So you wanna.
We don't want to know.
So that's why minimal movements. When we learn from this grassroots level, we're learning to do that at a much slower pace. But you have to get the fundamentals right. So I would love to go back to it, to answer your question. But I'd also probably, before I went back to it, I would probably love to see my sons go through it, or my daughter go through it, my kids. Put them through the program and let them experience, and then live vicariously through them.
Maybe your sons will join next season?
Maybe. I mean, one's already 21, and the other one's, maybe. Right? He might join. He might already join once he finishes.
And then you'll be commentating their races.
I think there'll be a conflict of interest there. I think maybe they might be like, hey, hang on. Why is he saying his son won when he's in last place? I mean, that doesn't add up. It's like, well, I control the information. He won. Look at him. Hey, go Alex. No.
That would be funny.
No, of course not. Because this is the one thing really where you just can't. You just don't gain any advantage. We talked about this before. Celebrities, rich, poor, tall, short, whatever. You all get treated the same way. And your achievement is pure. Because nobody gives you a quarter in racing.
So you have also influenced your sons to like racing as well.
Yes, they love racing.
They love racing.
Especially the eldest. The eldest loves racing because he's grown up watching this. He's grown up with me. I've taken him karting. I've shown him all of the, I let him drive like the cars in the village and sit in my lap, the whole thing. So he really got into it. Then he's now really super into his video game, e-racing thing that's
okay.
happening. And so, yes, he did get into it. Just my eldest. The other two, not as much.
Not as much.
Yeah, and the younger, he's more into Call of Duty and the GTA and stuff like that. But at least there's one that picked up the bug.
And then others, basketball.
Funnily enough, my son's 6'4", 6'3", 6'4", and no basketball.
Wow.
Yeah, he wants to go karting. And I'm like, that's the worst sport you could pick. At your height, your weight, he's about 200 pounds, but tall and slim and big. And yeah, he struggles to get into the car and all that.
Really?
Yeah, it's like, why don't you play basketball? It's like, I want to race. Like,
Sayang.
sayang. And of course, it's the first question everybody asks. Oh, you're so tall. Do you play basketball?
It's like a given already.
I know, right?
Either volleyball or basketball if you're really tall. Right?
But it's something that at least if you've joined us for the last few hours, you now see the opportunity. Should you want to scratch that itch, should this be something that you want to pursue, now there's a great avenue for it. The Vios Cup has been around for 7 years. It has managed to create a program that's very, very democratized and fair. And we've seen some incredible success stories coming out of this.
And definitely more to come in the next few legs.
I'm looking forward to you, Bea, joining the next one. I think, because like I said, it's happened many times before, right? Where I lose my co-host because they get put into a car, and then I will be commentating on you.
Oh my goodness. Okay, wait. Let's wait for next season. Okay. I need to mentally prepare myself. Mentally prepare myself a little bit more. But I'm slowly getting, I'm slowly being basically pulled into this whole racing thing. So maybe next season.
Okay, well, why don't we take a look now after we've been talking about it for so long.
Yep.
Let's take a look at some of the event highlights. And for those of you who just joined us, this is a perfect time to get a little snapshot of what went on today.
Welcome to the Toyota Gazoo Racing Vios Cup. Toyota Gazoo Racing is all about pushing the limit for the better. We had to hit the brakes due to the pandemic last year. But now we are back with an even more exciting race. So here we are today at the Clark International Speedway, returning with the ever reliable Vios.
With new compounds, the RE004s, and it's stickier. So learning how to manage that and trying out for the first time just this weekend is a unique challenge.
has been 7 years today with Toyota Gazoo Racing. The Vios Cup is stronger than ever.
The goal is always to win the race.
On behalf of TMP, thank you, dealers, media friends, motorsports fans, racing teams, and our partners for making this year's comeback possible.
What a beautiful way to wrap up the day. That was really just a nice little snapshot of how things happened today. And I think it captured quite a bit of the emotion. Not all. You can't capture all in just a small video, but most of it.
But I've always loved watching those kinds of videos. You know, like those same day edit videos. For some reason, it just, I don't know, it gets to me. You know,
Yeah, because you're waiting to see yourself on it.
Everything that just happened within the day.
Oh, me, I'm just waiting to see myself on it. But wala pa. No, just kidding. Just joke. I'm joking. I'm here all day. So I thought that, you know, the whole day, that, you know, capturing that whole feeling, the emotion, stuff like that. And we're still not quite yet finished. And we still do this 2 more times. Both going to be in Clark. I'm not sure if this year, I mean, they haven't said anything. So I'm probably just hoping in vain. But I'm not sure if they're going to be able to do a street race again. I miss those street races.
Street racing?
Yes.
When was the last time that they were able to do a street
The last time was in Alabang, Philinvest, by memory. And there's that big portion there, if you know Alabang area.
Yes. I'm from Alabang, actually.
Okay, so you know the Philinvest area where all the Parque Españas and all that places are, and the driving range. They booked that whole place out before, and we had a street race there. They built the barriers, the a la F1 style. It was insane. You know why? Because, again, I know we're in a pandemic, so I'm not trying to sell the idea again. I'm just excited about
it.
It was so exciting because you literally are where the people are. I think people generally love watching motorsport because visually it's very exciting, even if you don't understand. But it has to be accessible. Clark is not as accessible for the casual. For the racer, no problem. It's right off the freeway and all that. But if you don't know, it can be a little bit intimidating. But if you're walking past your favorite mall, like we had one in MOA, we had one in McKinley Hill, we had one in Philinvest, we had one in Cebu.
In Cebu.
SRP, baby. Yeah, we had this.
Has the Vios Cup gone to Cebu yet?
The Vios Cup went to Cebu. We conquered Cebu. Yeah, we were there. We had an incredible spot by the SRP place there. They built a racetrack there as well. It was, you know, the Vios Cup has got so much history and has done so much, not just for motorsport, but for in general, for the economy, for the people around it. It is a massive, massive event that gets a lot of people talking. And when you host it in places like that, which is why I'm excited, I'm not pushing because I know there's a pandemic, but I'm just saying that if one day we can bring it back, that's what we'd like to see again. Just to spice it up and bring the action right to the doorstep of the everyday fan.
Are the streetcar events during like every leg?
We usually do one leg a year. So if there's 3 legs in a year, the last leg usually is a street race, and that's double points usually. Because it's difficult and it's also new for everybody. So a lot of people have no idea which way it's going to go, and they're not familiar with the track. So double points. And this is where things go kind of nuts, right? Because this is how Jason Chui in 2014, he had such a commanding lead, but double points. So that's it. When you change it like that, it just introduces a whole new dynamic into it. But the actual buzz of having like all these people from either overpasses or wherever they might be in the area, just looking around, and from the buildings they're looking because there are apartments around, and they're all cheering or just, it's great.
Because it's actually new to a lot of people. I mean, like, not a lot of people actually watch these kinds of racing events like normally.
Exactly,
right?
exactly. It's not that easy. As I said, I mean, it's easy once you know.
Yes.
Once you get to Clark the International Speedway, you'll realize, oh, I was so intimidated by that. It's so easy pala. But if you don't know, it's not your world, yes, it might not just hit your radar, and you might not know how to get here, etc. So you just haven't heard of it. But if it's you happen to be shopping for something else, and you walk out and you hear this, wow, 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 and all these people racing, like, what's going on here? And then bands. Because they bring on the whole celebration with the bands and the giveaways and the activity centers for children, because they want you to bring your family too. This is obviously, we can't do that now, but the whole theme and the whole culture of the Vios Cup, it's a family event. They want
It's a
dad.
festival.
Yes, they want dad or mom, whoever's racing, to bring the children. They have activities for them. They have so many things for them to keep them occupied. And then they can all just enjoy a different day out together.
Those days. Hopefully
They'll come back.
soon.
They'll come back for sure. The Vios Cup has, like I said, survived a pandemic.
Yep.
It'll survive pretty much anything. And I don't think Toyota are done here yet. They just keep going from strength to strength to strength, and we keep seeing more and more talent emerge. And some of this talent, like I said, are already making waves overseas. Daniel Miranda being one graduate here that is doing just that. So we've also got, it's also attracting people from other places. Like we have the Don Pastor over here. Don Pastor is one of the also extremely well-known families of racing here. I just found out that he's actually managing Gerald Loy, and so
Really?
and he does this overseas. So this is what normally Don would do. Is he would be teaching. He has schools in the States and stuff like that. Well, the Vios Cup gave an opportunity for him to run a team. He has Brian Ko and Gerald Loy.
Wait, how does he do that from overseas?
No, he's here now. He's here at the
he's
track right now.
here.
Yes, he's here right now, meaning to say that because there's opportunity, you don't have to be out of the country to get a job anymore in racing. There's a perfectly good job over here. And look, Gerald Loy just won, right? So, I mean, it goes to show this. What I'm trying to get at is it's not just this tiny community. You're building economies. You're creating you're creating an economy around it. And then you're keeping the talent here. Sadly, sometimes when a country is not so advanced in things, you lose that talent. They call it the brain drain or talent drain. And this is what we don't want to happen in the Philippines, especially when we have the talent here and we now have the capabilities here. We want to see these people come back, invest here, and bring out a full-blooded Filipino champion that stands on the top spot of an international podium. That's still my dream. Call me corny, but that's my dream.
I agree with you there because, we have so many talented athletes that don't get enough recognition, especially with
support.
different sports. Exactly,
Yes.
with the different sports. And I hope one day we will be able to experience that firsthand, that, all of these athletes are being supported, and they get the recognition that they deserve.
They do. And now that we're doing this is why I'm so protective over it. It's because we already have that support.
Yep.
So we've crossed one of the biggest boxes, or ticked one of the biggest boxes out of all of this, which is having the support of a company like Toyota, giving this program to everyday people so that they can shine and become something
Yes.
of a hero. Be our Manny Pacquiao on 4 wheels or our Lea Salonga on 4 wheels. We need more of you.
But I see a lot of hope, for racing. Seeing it now today, I see a lot of hope because especially since this has been going on for 7 years, am I correct? And it's just progressing and it's getting so much better every year, like what you mentioned earlier. And when the time comes, we will get the recognition for racing. Definitely. We will have athletes representing us internationally.
See, you're calling them athletes. Boom's had an effect on you.
I know.
I'm glad because they are athletes. I mean,
Yep.
look at Troy Montero when he jumped out of the car. Troy has been doing like running and he's super fit now. And he was saying, I don't know how these young kids do it anymore because he was huffing and puffing.
He was
That
saying
guy's fit. You
they're
imagine?
killing me out there.
Imagine if I ended up back in that car, they'd have to sort of, I don't know, Vaseline the sides of the roll bars, just scoop me in there. But I'd be out of breath, I think, just getting in, much less 12 laps later. I don't know how that's going to work out. But yes, we're on the cusp of something. We brought it back. There was, I guess some fear from some people thinking, will Toyota bring it back? I had no doubt because I was there from the beginning. So I saw what they're trying to do and what they have done, what they've achieved. So no, it doesn't fall within their plans to just let this go because there's something here that is so much bigger than just what you see here today.
And that's the exciting part of it all.
Absolutely. So there we go. We are now also at this. We are waiting for the results now for the
Special awards.
special awards and the autocross. So we've already handed out our awards to all of our top racers for race 2 and 3 for all the individual classes. We've talked to you a little bit about some of the different personalities that have joined here, the young guns that we've got going on here, the different backgrounds of people.
And their stories as well.
Their stories are awesome.
Yep.
Their stories are awesome. But I think my favorite story today is that Mark Sung, at his age, is sneaking out of the house. Yeah.
No one will top
A married
that.
man with 2 children,
Yep.
sneaking out of the house.
And not
Don't tell
telling
my
his
dad
dad.
I'm racing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the sweetest story I've heard today. And it just goes to show how much he loves his racing. He's willing to make
Yes.
takas at his age
Yup.
out of the house to go racing a
Kailangan
Vios.
talaga tumakas.
And you do know what Mark Sung's business is, right?
What is it?
He sells Ferraris. So that's
Wow, okay.
Remember I was telling you a story about people who
And he's scared to tell his dad that he's racing right now.
maybe it's because it's another brand and he's like, but no, his dad's been here. His dad's been here.
Really?
Yes, his dad's been cheering him on. Last season that we were running, 2019, his father used to be up there on the beach. He's the one
Has
cheering.
his father tried racing himself?
Maybe not at his age anymore. It might not be such a great idea, but I think he just enjoys watching his son be happy. But because Mark really changed. He really changed. It did something to him so spiritually. I mean, he really developed, and I'm very. It changed his life. That's why one day I can't get into it. That's too long. But the way he explains how it changed his life is just such an inspiring story because it really does. It really makes any sport. I'm not just going to say it's just motorsport, but motorsport has a special place in my heart. But the Vios Cup in particular, it's just a great way to shine.
I agree. Well, I think it is slowly creeping into mine as well. Definitely.
Okay,
Something to
so
look forward to,
let's go and check out. Do we have the results yet? Not yet? Okay, all right. So that is, we're just waiting on the results first of the autocross. Where we're going now, because we have Vios Cup Thailand and then Vios Cup Philippines. There was at one point some talk of getting the best of the best to race each other.
Oh, and then having one giant Vios Cup.
Yes. How
That
awesome
would
would that
be
be?
amazing.
Now then it becomes a regional thing and eventually an international thing.
That would be amazing.
It would be, and it would be, but you can't even bring that up in a conversation until you have a 7-year track record like we do now. So this is why it's so
So-
important to put the investment in now.
Like in Thailand, how long has it been since they've started Vios
I
Cup?
don't know exactly, but I'm guessing about 10 years because I used to go to
Okay.
Thailand before that and see it, and I wondered if we would ever get one. But I never really thought much of it because I thought, that's a big program to bring to the Philippines. And then turns out that Michinobu Sugata was also a die-hard fan and a rock and roll president, literally, because he used to sing in the band. And he used to sing here.
Really?
Imagine the president of Toyota Motor Philippines at the end of the night, at the end of the celebration, he gets and grabs that microphone and starts belting out Hotel California. No joke, yeah.
Hotel California.
If you're watching Sugata-san, we miss you. We really do. But Okamoto-san is doing a tremendous job here as well, keeping your dream alive and keeping the program alive. So we are very grateful for that because they see the value of what you started. So just in case you're watching, yeah, come back, sing Hotel California for us. We genuinely miss you. Another thing he used to do, he brought in 1 year, we brought in Keiichi Tsuchiya, the drifter, the international drifter. He's like a cult already. If you're in the car world, this guy is like super cult status.
Wow.
Flew him in, made him drift around the whole racetrack in these supercars. I think he drove the LFA here. Yeah, it's just become the milestones that we've created with this thing.
Oh my gosh, I have to catch up with all of you.
And I remember particularly how awesome that was because Keiichi Tsuchiya would take on passenger rides, so you could go and ride
and just experience the whole thing. Wow.
And you know what? Do you know what drifting is? Have you ever been there?
Yes,
where you're
yes.
you're not.
Yep, basically.
Smoke bellowing out of the tires, and there he would just be taking people around for taxi rides sideways. Even when Keiichi eats dinner, he sits sideways like this.
So you've tried that?
I tried it. I rode with him, and I'll never forget it. And I tried drifting as well.
I thought you were about to say, and I'm never going to do it again.
No, I was totally madly in love with it. And to be from the Drift King himself, because that's his official, I mean, that's what everyone refers to him as, the Drift King. And those are just some of the highlights that we've had here. We've flown in international drivers. We've had that LFA go around here with some of the best people. It's just, it's too many to list. It's really changed. I mean, it's really lifted up the whole motorsports scene. So, of course, when 2020 happened, my heart sunk. And I was like, oh, sayang all
You're
the
not
momentum.
alone.
But look what we've done. They picked it up, and they more than doubled down. And look what we've done today. We've had an incredibly good event.
I agree.
You agree?
So much hope.
So much hope. And
So
then
much
you imagine when they go home tonight. Imagine the stories around the dinner table.
Yeah. Yep.
And that's another thing about
Just
racing.
imagine the stories in the dinner table of Mark's song.
Yes. Well, maybe that might be an awkward dinner conversation. I saw you on TV, and you were racing and not allowed. But the other stories, it's like if you have 10 racers, right? As soon as they get out of the car, there's 10 stories they're telling at the same time. Everyone has their own version of that. I always say there's 11 because there's 10 of the racers and the truth. Because how they see it sometimes is a bit different. But it's the way they just, you can see it. It's every time they get out, they're talking, doing this and that.
And how passionate
And
they
passionate.
are when they're talking about
Yeah.
it.
How passionate. Then you know you've got the bug when you fall asleep and you start memorizing corners.
Oh my goodness.
And you start picturing breaking points. And then you start shifting in your head, turning and stuff, and picturing, okay, next time I'm going to take this, because that's where the addiction comes in.
That's how I am when I'm playing video games, or before when I used to play football.
There you go.
I used to dream about me actually doing it and all of those things. Crazy.
And it's an elusive dream because, like we talked about before, there's no such thing as a perfect lap. So it's an elusive dream that you keep chasing. And this is so in line with the, I guess now, the tagline of Lexus before was the relentless pursuit of perfection. So it's in that relentless pursuit of perfection that where all the magic happens. You don't actually need to hit perfection. It's the relentless pursuit of it that creates the value. And it's no coincidence that Lexus is a Toyota company.
Yes.
So there you go, tying it all in together, and this is just how it works. It's just how the whole scene works. All right. Still, I think they're still going to stretch, but still have a little bit more. Just waiting for the results. That's all.
Yep. It's
you
just
know,
the results.
again, the stewards have a tough job because they keep having to go through the results, provisional. Are there any penalties? Are you sure? And then they talk to the stewards. Stewards have to sign it off. The last thing we want is to say, okay, here's the winner, and then take it back. That's not cool.
Well, since we still need to stretch a little bit more, here's a question for you, James. Since you've been in the Vios Cup for so many years, and I'm sure you've encountered a lot of celebrities or influencers or from the media. Was there any person or any memory that you cannot forget?
Oh, so many. I mean, I went through the 2014 was just highlight reel after highlight reel after highlight reel after highlight reel, right? The Keiichiro Chia one was also a very, very memorable one because he is such an icon in the car world and in motorsport. Some of the celebrities that the transformation really meant a lot to me because again, it's when I see that person become something else, like they realize something about themselves that really only sport can do, and motorsport in particular. So those are the highlights. They're hard to sort of put into words like that, but just seeing that transformation happen, it's magic for me. So too many to list, and I would tell you, but we have our autocross winners already.
Oh, we do. Okay.
So
See, I was already so into the story. Okay, let's do it.
So now let's check out our autocross winners. In the media class for the autocross, in third place, Inigo Not So Young Gun Roses. I love you, Inigo. Second place, Ian Magbanwa. We're still in the media class, and now your champion, Jose Altoveros. You want to take the influencers, Bea?
All right, and for the influencers, in third place, we've got Jules Aquino.
Woohoo!
And in second, we've got John Manalo. And our champion for the social media influencers is Alex Diaz.
And now we head into the Autocross Special Awards. I love the special awards. They're always great fun.
Are they? Well,
Yes.
I'm about to experience it right
You're
now.
about to experience this. And here we go with the special awards. The coolest racer.
I wonder why. Is it the hair?
It's the hair. And you know what? It's appropriate because it's 3M ceramic tint. Keeps your car cool, doesn't it? So that's Fabio Ida. Fabio Ida! And next up we have the Madiscarte racer, Troy Montero! Next up we have the consistent racer of the day, Inigo Young Gun Anton!
It's gonna be a thing.
It's gonna be a
It's
thing.
gonna be a thing.
And the super sporting class driver of the day is from ABT In-Car Entertainment and Connectivity. Wait for it, Estefano Rivera! And the sporting class driver of the day from ABT In-Car Entertainment and Connectivity is Inigo Young Gun Anton! You want to take over something?
All right, we've got the celebrity driver of the day, none other than Troy Montero.
Woohoo!
And of course, the fastest lap promotional class we've got, is it Giro or Hero?
It's Hero today.
It's Hero Guard.
And that is the Denso Fastest Lap promotional class. Also the Denso Fastest Lap for sporting class. It goes to Julian Tang. And the Denso Fastest Lap for the super sporting class is
Estefano Rivera.
now for the Brembo top performance for super sporting, Gerard Loy.
And Brembo's top performance for the celebrity class, we've got Troy Montero.
And for the Brembo top performance autocross influencer, Jules Aquino.
And Brembo's top performance for the autocross challenge, we've got Jose Altoveros.
And for the Motul Slingshot Award for the Super Sporting, just for context, Slingshot Award usually refers to how many places they've been able to make up. Usually the more places, the more chances to win the Slingshot Award. It goes to Estefano Rivera.
And the Petron Excitement X-Excitement Awards, Estefano Rivera.
Also from Petron, this is the C Clutch Awards. And the Clutch Awards, Red Diwa.
For Petron's S Smooth Driver, we've got none other than Troy Montero.
Busta Driver, sweet lover. And for the Bridgestone Crowd Favorite Award, that goes to Jared Lloyd.
And Bridgestone's Favorite Driver Award, we've got Joaquin Garrido.
And for the Bridgestone Smooth Finish Award, it goes to Brian Cole.
And Bridgestone's Adrenaline Driver Award, Royce Sarmiento.
And the OMP Team Award goes to Red Diwa, Joaquin Garrido, and Myla Alibia. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, your special awards from our special sponsors, of course. And those were the winners there. Different types of awards for different types of things, but certainly recognition where recognition is due, right?
Definitely.
So on behalf of myself, I guess this is, we have more winners coming up. And this is now for the main circuit winners there. So the main circuit winners, let's call them up. Okay, so the main race winners?
The main circuit winners.
Main circuit winners, okay. Let's head into that after the special awards we've already had. So we had media, we had influencers, we had special awards. We've given away race 2, race 3. So now it is the circuit awards. So
those special awards, who actually decides on those awards?
usually it's a representative from the company. It depends on which award it is, because if it's for, let's say, the favorite driver, they go on their Facebook pages and they have a little vote. If it's a subjective one, let's say like smoothest driver of the day, well, that's pretty much decided among the sponsor that's giving that award. And then you have, of course, well, fastest lap, that's not subjective. That's that whoever got that. So yes, it's a combination of, and part of it's a little bit of fun too. So
it is actually fun.
I mean, if you take the award for the best lap time or the fastest lap, then that's totally super duper legit. But yeah, I mean, the other ones are really just it's fun.
It is fun, and I think they are all very deserving. But of course, we still have more awards to give and to announce right now for the main circuit awards, so let's get to it.
And for the TSG Avengers Racing Team for the promotional class, it is third place, Julia De Los Reyes, car number 61.
And we've got JBT Racing Toyota San Fernando, second place for the promotional class, Hero Gar.
Woo! And for the champion for the promotional class, JBT Racing Toyota Isabela, girl powered, Myla Olivia, car number 73. Moving on now into sporting class. And in third place for your sporting class, promotional class, sporting class, should I say, third place goes to Joaquin Garrido.
And in second place for the sporting class, we've got Julian Dang.
From the Toyota Marilao Avengers Racing Team. And your champion from Toyota Otis Avengers Racing Team in the sporting class, Joaquin Garrido, number 63. All right, now we move on to the super sporting class. You want to take third place there, Bea?
I got you. For third place from JBT Racing Toyota Isabela, we got Red Diwa.
Car number 81. And now for your second place from our Racing Toyota Dagupan, Gerard Loy.
And our champion for the super sporting class, Toyota Balintawak Avengers Racing Team, none other than Estefano Rivera.
Okay, that was for race number 1. Now we'll move on. Race number 2. And now for race 2. Starting with the promotional class. In third place. As we're going through the circuit showdown, these are the final awards already, so we're just waiting for the graphics to come up in a little second, but we are now into the second race for the third position. And for promotional class, it goes to OTR Racing Team, car number 66, Jason Lau.
And the promotional second placer from JBT Racing Toyota Isabela, girl power once again, Myla Olivia.
And now, for your champion. In the promotional class, it goes to TMP Racing Team, car number 6, Troy Montero. All right, so those are for race number 2. That's promotional class. Those are your top 3. And we had some girls there, like I said.
Girl
You were
power.
happy. You were
Got
very
Myla.
happy. And Troy Montero, look, that guy is wow, right?
A firecracker.
Yeah, I mean, this is-
right?
this
Just
is-
so consistent and getting better, I think, every year.
Absolutely, because as we were mentioning before, he just went from celebrity racing and then he entered a main area, which is the promotional class, which is already like racers. Like it's not
Basically.
not novelty anymore. Boom, he's top spot. That's incredible.
Very,
and
very
also Aubrey used to shadow him in a lot. They were very close, very competitive couple, super competitive couple.
And now I can't forget what they argue about on the way home after races.
Yeah, you cut
and
me off.
all.
I
can't
don't.
believe he did that.
I don't think so because they were quite very closely matched in terms of pace. So Aubrey was, she really improved a lot, and Troy, I guess, continued on, and look at him now. But now it's time to go to the winners for race 2 for the sporting class, and we'll kick things off with third place. Inigo Anton, car number 33, Toyota North EDSA Avengers Racing Team.
And our second placer, Toyota Otis Avengers Racing Team for the sporting class, Joaquin Garrido.
And Toyota Marilao Avengers Racing Team sporting class champion goes to Julian Tang. And next, we move to the next class, which is the Super Sporting class. And for that, in your third place for the Super Sporting class, car number 23 from Toyota Balintawak Avengers Racing Team, Estefano Rivera.
Coming in second from JBT Racing Toyota Isabela, we've got Red Diwa.
And now, your Super Sporting Class champion from our racing team, Toyota Dagupan car number 99, Gerard Loy. Woo. And there you have it.
Wow. But we still got one more
There's still
award.
one. I
for
did tell you it was a
third
packed day.
race. I know.
Did tell you it was a packed
But
day.
of course, we have to give them all recognition for their hard work. So I think it's time
All right.
to get to it.
Without further ado, race number 3, starting with the promotional class. Third place goes to Royce Sarmiento.
And coming in third, we've got Fabio Ide.
And your champion for the promotional class. We don't know if it's spelled here, but we're calling him a hero.
We are.
Hero Garbs. If it's not, it's stuck. It's like the Inigo thing. It's stuck.
Yep, it's stuck. And it's going to stay with us the whole season.
Not a bad thing to be stuck with, though. Hero. Let's move on to sporting class. Sporting class, starting with third place. Julian Tang.
Coming in second place, we've got Jacob Am.
There's only one spot left, and it goes to Inigo. Shall we say it?
Yep.
Young Gun Anton. And now we move over to the Super Sporting class.
Sporting class.
Super Sporting class, let's kick it off with third place. Third place goes to Mark Sung. Mark, don't say I'm here. Sung. Third place, Bridgestone Super Sporting class.
And in second place, Bridgestone Super Sporting class goes to Brian Ko.
And there's only room for one champion, ladies and gentlemen, and that is Gerard Loy, the Bridgestone Super Sporting class.
That's about it.
I think that about wraps it up.
Right?
I mean, otherwise we're going to be awarding the food.
I know.
We'll be awarding the production team. But I think we've pretty much done it for the racers, ladies and gentlemen. I think we've reached the end of the road, the finish line, as Boom Gonzalez said, the checkered flag if you wanted to be cliche about it. But at the end of the day, we've spent a beautiful morning and afternoon with you, and we've shared with you all the highs of racing and all the lows too.
Yep, definitely.
Did you enjoy yourself, Bea?
I did, and I cannot wait for the next leg. Let me just tell you, I I'm very excited.
Very good, very good. That is super exciting to hear. We've had a great day, and that great day could not have been possible, of course, without the partnership that we have with the biggest and most reputable brands and names in the automotive industry. And I can't think of anyone bigger when it comes to tires than
Bridgestone.
Yeah! And we've also got Petron XCS, the official fuel partner.
And of course, supported by Motul.
Things always stop on time with Brembo.
Denso.
We got AVT,
3M.
OMP,
Tuason Racing.
and Rota.
Also supported by Toyota Gazoo Racing and Toyota Gazoo Racing Academy.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is GR Toyota Gazoo Racing Vios Cup 2021, and I am James Deacon.
And I am Bea Escudero. See you all next time.
Drive safely, everyone.
Thank you very much once again for joining us in the first leg of the Toyota Gazoo Racing Vios Cup 2021. This event is brought to you by Toyota Motor Philippines, together with the biggest and most reputable names in the automotive industry, in cooperation with Bridgestone, Petron XCS, the official fuel partner, supported by Motul. Other sponsors are Brembo, Denso, AVT, 3M, OMP, Tuason Racing, and Rota. Also supported by Toyota Gazoo Racing and Toyota Gazoo Racing Academy. Watch out for the second leg coming to you in September. This has been Toyota Gazoo Racing Vios Cup 2021.